Now, in most iterations of the myth of Icarus, they don't mention that he laughed as he fell. He knew that daring to go close to the sun meant risking everything, but it was much better than being cooped up in the prison with his father. My name is Plusner, and today we're talking about dreaming big, but also taking action to achieve those dreams. I've spoke before about dreaming and having goals, but I feel like going towards those goals is just as important as thinking about them and having them in your mind. If you never take action to do them, they're gonna stay dreams and stay in your head and never formulate. But even if you try and fail, that says a lot about you, and at least you did it. At least you did something. It's better than just doing nothing. And that's why I think the myth of Icarus is so accurate for this topic. If you don't know the myth, basically this kid and his father's name is Daedalus, and the kid's name is Icarus, are locked in this prison on an island with no way to escape. Now, Daedalus is a constructor, an inventor. That's what I'm looking for. He's an inventor. And so he creates wax wings for Icarus, I believe from the candles in the prison. So he creates these wax wings so Icarus can escape the prison. But he says to Icarus, "Son, you can't go too close to the sun. If you go too close to the sun, your wax wings will melt and you'll plummet to your death. You also can't fly too low, because if you fly too low, the tide will take you and you will drown." Now, he attaches these wings to Icarus, opens the window, and Icarus flies out. Immediately, he's overcome by the sense of freedom and the joy of the wind rushing through his hair, and knowing that he can go anywhere with those wings. And now, with this sense of freedom, he goes too close to the sun. The wax ends up melting, and his wings end up falling apart. He plummets down into the water and ends up drowning. Now, what I said in the beginning of this video is that he laughed as he fell. You think he'd be scared. You think he'd be ashamed that he went too close. But he was having too much fun, and he knew what it was like to feel locked in a cage and cooped up. And with this freedom, he was okay with dying, because he would rather that than be caged for the rest of his life. Now, that's why Icarus is one of my favorite Greek myths. It's an inspiring story, but there's really no happy ending. It shows how this young man was willing to die rather than do something against his will. I also think it's worth mentioning that Daedalus decided to sacrifice his freedom for his sons. I think that's rather beautiful as well. So now, looping back to the point of this video is enact your dreams. Now, Icarus' story is definitely full of metaphors, and I think the sun was a metaphor for dreaming too big. And if you dream too big, you end up failing, right? Because you can't achieve it. But also, I think to note here is the water. If he flew too low, the tide would take him and he would die that way. I think that's also a metaphor for not dreaming enough, not having enough goals, and ending up doing nothing. I think that's another trap that you can't fall into. And so I think whatever your goal is, You need to have the idea to enact it, right? So let's take YouTube for an example, because I know you're watching this on YouTube right now, and I make these videos, so I have experience with being a YouTuber. Let's say you want to be a YouTuber, but you're too scared of putting yourself out there, because what if it doesn't get any views? What if it gets dislikes? What if people make fun of you? But what if they don't? What if you gain subscribers? What if you get a play button? What if you can make money from it? You see what I'm saying here? Now let's use something else. I'm going to use my dad as an example here. So he doesn't want fame. Fame isn't his thing, right? Which is respectable. He likes working on vehicles, and he's had some really cool projects over the years, and I've helped with a few of them. So recently he did one of the vehicles from the movie Wayne's World, and it was a pretty big project. He decided to take an old vehicle and restore it and paint it like the vehicle from the movie. Now, you may see this and you think, well, what was the end goal? There's no fame, there's no reoccurring income, there's no views, no subscribers, no likes. Well, all that is true. It's still a goal. It's still a dream, right? So I'm using this as an example because I showed you my goals and my dreams, and now I showed you his. And I want that to be evident that there isn't one set goal. It's not like everyone has a goal of making YouTube videos or everyone has a goal of being famous. While there's a lot of people that do, goals come in different shapes and sizes, right? It's all personal. So that's my other point, is whatever your goal is, whatever your aspirations are, don't worry about what other people's are. Don't worry about having to make income from it. Don't worry about any of that. Just have the courage to pursue it on your own. Let's say you're an artist, right? Another example here. If you're an artist, obviously that's a bit different, but do it for the love of art. Sure, you might want to be a manga creator or have people read your comic or something along those lines. Okay, so pick up the pencil and just start drawing, man. Like, oh, what if I'm not good enough now? Oh, I need to work on my writing skills first. No, just start doing it. Who cares if you get too close to the sun and fall? It's much better than hitting the water and drowning. And that applies with everything. Whatever your goals are, right? So I hope I might have inspired you a little bit. I hope this helped you somehow. That's my goal of these videos, is to be relatable, share our experiences, and share motivation. Because I feel like there's not enough of that right now. I feel like there's a lot of negativity in the world, and that's a bad thing. So I try to do my part to share some positivity. So I hope that this might have helped. And I don't script my videos, and so I'm trying to do better with finding, a hook, a rising action, a conclusion, all that stuff that's used in writing. I'm trying better to do that. So I'm hoping that it wasn't too complicated here and that you kind of got what I was going for. And I hope you can also see what my goals are and that I'm the same as Icarus just as much as any one of you are. I'll leave that with you. That's your thought to take away from this video. So I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to be trying to do daily videos, or at least semi-daily videos. So let me know if you have any topics you want me to cover, anything you want me to talk about or think about, just put in the comments. I won't bite, I swear. I'll be nice enough. But yeah, I'll wrap it up here. I hope you're enjoying my Minecraft gameplay. I like the little house that's coming along here. And yeah, that'll be it for me. So you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.